Hello. This isn't, I'm just reading things off Wikipedia just for me so I can post this and listen to it back. Um, so here we go. Mapuche religion. Mythology and the religion of the indigenous Mapuche people of south central Chile and southwestern Argentina is an extensive and ancient belief system. A series of unique legends and myths that are common to the various groups of people that make up the Mapuche. Sorry. Series of unique legends and myths are common to the various groups that make up the Mapuche people. These myths can tell the creation of the world and the various deities and spirits that reside in it. Let's go to legends and mythical creatures. The legend of the Trenten Vilu and Kauku Vilu. I'm sorry about the pronunciation. I'm trying to run through this as fast as I can. The legend of the Trenten Vilu and Calicu Vilu is a Mapuche flood myth that tells the story of a fierce battle between two mythical snakes. Trenten Vilu, parentheses Trenten, related from the earth, Vilu means snake, and Calicu Vilu, parentheses Caucu, related to water, Vilu equals snakes. It explains how the south of Chile came to have its accidented geography myth. Alright, according to the Mapuche, these two snakes were originally the children of the most powerful Pilans, who were converted into their animal form as punishment. For Pilion's son was turned into a huge snake that would be Kokai, and Antu's son turned into a huge snake that would be Tenten. They were to be enemies just as Antu and Papillion were. Kakai was sent to live in the sea to help care for it, and the Gienko, water spirits, and Tenten was set to live on the earth to help take care of the earth with the other Ngen, and to help humanity. Thus, these two snakes were used as an instrument through which the will of the ancient Mapuche spirits was fulfilled. It is said that the Kakai awoke from his years-long slumber. He became enraged because of the ungratefulness that men showed for every gift given to them by the sea, and desired to punish humanity and to incorporate all terrestrial life to his dominions. Kakai used his fish-shaped tail to hit the water, causing a great flood. Since Kakai ordered the waters to flood the valleys and hills and to bring all the inhabitants to the bottom of the sea, humans invoked the help of Tenten, who saw that both humans and animals were desperate. By order of her father, she was the one who had to provide them with wisdom and protection. So she decided to help humanity. She helped the people and the animals to escape by raising them on her back and taking them to the hills. And she transformed into birds those who were trapped by the waters, as they could escape by flying, those who were drowning into fish and marine animals, one of them being the origin of the Calhule, talking dolphin, and those who had already drowned into Sampal, Mapuche, mermen, and mermaids. Those who were mobilized by terror they felt were transformed into Mankai, petrified. But as the sea continued to rise, Tenten had to order the hills to increase in height to counteract the power of Kakai. Angry Kakai began to fight against Tenten in a titanic battle that lasted a long time until both snakes were tired. Kakai was partially defeated as he wasn't able to flood all the land. However, the waters did not return completely to their old level, giving Chile its current geography. According to Chiloé tradition, Kakai was satisfied with the portion of land that he had managed to flood and delegated his functions protecting the sea to the great Milalabo. According to Mapuche traditions, after the cataclysm, everyone continued their quiet life until one day it was Tenten who was angered by the attitude that men had and made all the volcanoes erupt, and the population had to move to other safer places. From that moment on, Tenten continues to manifest itself through earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, while Kakai causes tidal waves and floods when he rolls over in his sleep. Similar myths, variant to the myth that tells that Kakai's anger against the human beings began because a girl rejected her son, the Tracao. Some Hiluichi communities of Chile say that the battle originated because of a daughter of the Tracao rejected the Pilan Papillion, and for this reason her son decided to take revenge. In Argentina, there are other later versions of the myth which changed the original parents of both mythical snakes, indicating that they would be brothers and or sons of the gods. See also Mapuche mythology. Let's go back to it. Alright, all the way back to the page. Let's go with Sharuf. The Sharuf is a large, man-eating mythical creature found in the Mapuche mythology of the indigenous Mapuche people of south-central Chile. Description. A Sharuf is an evil, humanoid creature made of rock crystals and magma. It is said that Sharuf inhabit the magma pools found deep within the Chilean volcanoes and are the source of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Sharuf are also said to be the source of magicians, ardent stones, meteorites, volcanic stones that cause damage in volcanic regions. The only way to abate the Sharuf's appetite for destruction was to satiate the beast's taste for human flesh by throwing a sacrificial victim into the bowels of its volcanic home. Much like the European dragon, the Sharuf's preferred delicacy came in the form of virgin maidens. The mythological origins of this beast may have originated to explain anomalies of the geological events such as volcanic eruptions. Pretty cool. Alright, back to the list. The Chon-Chon. The Chon-Chon, Spanish Chon-Chon for Bompundangan Chon-Chon, is a mythical bird from Mapuche religion, also present in Chilean and southern Argentinian folk myth. Legend. The Chon-Chon is a magical transformation of a Calcu, Mapuche sorcerer. It is said only the most powerful Calcus can aspire to master the secret of becoming this feared creature. The Calcu or sorcerer must carry out the transformation into a Con-Con by an act of will, and being anointed by a magical cream in the throat that eases the removal of the head from the rest of the body. Will the removed head then become the creature? The Con-Con has the shape of a human head with feathers and talons. Its ears, which are extremely large, serve as wings for its flight on a moonless night. Chon-Chons are supposed to be endowed with all the magic powers of, and can only be seen by other Calcus or by wizards that want this power. Sorcerers take the form of the Con-Con to better carry out their wicked activities, and the transformation would provide them with other abilities, such as drinking the blood of ill-sleeping people. Although the fearsome appearance of Con-Chon would be invisible to the uninitiated, they would still be able to hear its characteristic cry of the tu-tu-tu, which is considered to be extremely ill-omened, usually predicting the death of a loved one. Alright, back to the list. That's kind of neat. The Kola-Kola. The Kola-Kola, or Kola-Kola, is an evil, rat-like creature from the Mapuche mythology. The marsupial Moneta del Monte is sometimes called Coca-Cola due to its similarity with the mythical beast. The Moneta del Monte actually also resides in the Valdivian forest in Chile. It's kind of cute, it's like a little mouse. But anyway, description. The appearances of the Kola-Kola varies depending on the region where the myth is told. Sometimes it is described as a feathered rat, sometimes it is a snake or lizard with a rat's head, and occasionally it is just depicted as a huge rat. Legend. The Kola-Kola hatches from an egg laid by a snake and incubated by a rooster. It kind of sounds like the basilisk. After hatching, the Kola-Kola will hide in a house where it will feed on the saliva of the residents. If the Kola-Kola feeds from a person, that individual will feel exhausted. If the Kola-Kola is not stopped, the victim may even die. It is also said that this creature can provoke several serious diseases. The Kola-Kola can be detected if someone of the house is feeling tired for no reason, or because of its cry, which is similar to an infant wailing. When it is suspected that a Kola-Kola is in the house, a machi must be contacted to exorcise the premises. Sometimes the only remedy is burning the house in order to kill the Kola-Kola. Guess that's where that meme came from. Gualuchi or Gualichi, in Mapuche mythology and mainly in the Toluchi culture, was an evil spirit or demon comparable but not similar to the devil. As the Araucanians had not properly called god of evil, Gualuchi was not worshipped but feared. He was blamed for every disease or calamity, and all evil happenings were said to be because of him. Gualuchi could enter people's body or objects, and then an exorcism had to be performed to expel him. Parentheses, see also demon possession. End of parentheses. He was a purely spiritual being, and there is no depiction of him. He was believed to live underground. By extension, the term applied to an evil spirit or charm, or a jinx. It has Galauchu. In this sense, the word has evolved into Galucho and still survives in the local folklore of Chile and Argentina in the form of a noun and a verb. And Gualachor Chad is to cast an evil spell on somebody or something. Back to the list. Alright. Calcu. We've heard this one before. The Calcu, or Salsu, is a Mapuche mythology. Is a sorcerer or witch who works with black magic and negative powers or forces. The essentially benevolent shamans are more often referred to as Machi to avoid confusion with the malevolent Calcu. Its origins are in Mapuche tradition. The word Calcu is a borrowing from the Quenya language. Its adoption of Mapuches fits in the pattern of parallels in the Mapuche and Central Andean cosmology and Quenya religion, dating back to the times of Tiwanaku Empire, when Pequenaku was an important language. Description. The Calcu is a semi-mythical creature that has the power of working with the Wakuf spirits or wicked creatures. An example of Wakuf is the Nugu Rulviya. The Calcu also has as servants other beings such as the Akimayan or the Konkon, which is the magical manifestation of the more powerful Calcu. Mapuche Calcu is usually an inherited role. Although it could be Machi, it is interested in lucrative ends, or a less powerful, frustrated Machi who ignores the laws of the Admapu, the rules of the Mapuches. Alright, let's see. What is next? Again, spirits. In Mapuche mythology, Magen are spirits of nature. Of the Mapuche beliefs in Mampundangen, the word Ngen means owner. It's spelled Ngen. That's cool. The Ngen are also those that manage, govern, and arrange the different features of the nature, but also those that nature takes care of and protects. The Ngen were created by the Pu'am, the representation of the universal soul. It's cool. Who wanted Ngen to assure the order and the laws of Admapu, rules of the Mapuche tradition, and they prevent commotion such as caused by the Battle of the Pilan before the beginning of time. Ngen received orders from the Pu'am and of the Antu and the most powerful Pilan spirit. If a Mapuche needs to obtain something from nature, they must respect and give an offering to the specific Ngen spirit. The Ngen take on forms that are based on humans, animals, and plants. Each type of Ngen spirit receives a specific name. Ngenechen, the spirit deity who governs human beings. Ngen Mapu, owners of the earth. Ngen Winkol, owners of the hills or volcanoes. Ngen Kutrol, owner of fire. Ngen Ko, owners of water. Ngen Kuraf, owners of the winds. Ngen Mawade, owners of the forest. Ngen Kulin, owners of the animals. Ngen Loen, owner of the medicinal herbs. Ngen Kura, owners of the stones. Ngen Rupa, owners of the paths created by nature, or the footsteps of wild animals. That's cool. It's really cool stuff. Nugu Revia, fox snake, also Gurvilia, Nurvidia, Nurivilu, Nirvilu, or Nirvilio, from Mampundangan, Nuguru fox, and Filu snake, as a creature found in the Mapuche religion of Chile. Legend. The Nagur Ruvila originates from the ethnic religion of the Mapuche. It is a river-dwelling creature and looks much like a strange fox with a long body similar to a snake, and a long tail with fingernails that it uses like a claw, but it is a water being. Ngurillas live in and are the cause of dangerous whirlpools, which kill people who try to cross rivers. The creatures make their water shallow on either ford to encourage people to try to cross it, making it seem safe. However, the only safe way of crossing a river from a Ngurilla is by boat. The only way to get rid of a Ngurilla is through the offices of a Machi shaman or a good Kalku sorcerer. The Kalku is to be offered gifts in return for the service of the Nugur River removal. The Kalku, who may be male or female, wades to the river until he or she reaches the whirlpool and then dives in. Afterwards, he or she swims to the surface, having captured the new Rivulet in her or his arms. Her powerful magic abilities, she then proceeds to threaten the creature with a long, sharp knife, saying she will mutilate it if it ever harms another person trying to cross the waterway. The Kalku then releases the Nugurilova back into the water. It is important that this act is witnessed by everyone from the area. Then usually a great celebration is held, and no one must fear crossing the waterway ever again. Whirlpools shrink and then disappear, and the ford becomes even shallower, making the crossing safe enough, even for the frailest old woman or youngest child. It is believed the creature moves its business elsewhere, probably to torment the people downstream at the next popular river crossing. Alright. The Puchin. The Pichin, also known as the Piuchen, Pichuyen, Pigushin, or Piwichin, is a creature from the Mapuche mythology in Chilot mythology pertaining to southern Chile. A much feared shapeshifter creature that can instantly change into an animal form. It has often been described as a gigantic flying snake, which produced strange whistling sounds. While its gaze could paralyze an intended victim and permit it to suck its blood, it is often reported as the cause of sucking blood from sheep. The creature can be eliminated by a machi, herbal healer.
The images also served as a type of communication.
Pilan spirits. The Pilan, of Mampundangan origin, singular Pulan, and plural forms Pilanes in Spanish, is a powerful and respected male spirit in Mapuche mythology. According to the legend, the Pilan are good spirits, but they can cause disasters since they also punish, for they allow the Wakufe to punish with drought or flood, earthquakes or disease. The Antu is the most powerful Pilan who governs the others in Mapuche tradition. A man that follows the laws of Admampu can also become a Pilan after death. The Mapuche perform a Nigalatin ceremony from the Pilan or the latter to grant beliefs to the people and to thank them for their gifts. The Pilan have been described as spirits that live in Wenomapu, a spiritual world of good, and those that inhabit the earth generally live inside the volcanoes. Example, Osorno and Quichulupan volcano. The accompanying female spirits of the Pilan are the Wangulan spirits. The name Pilan was used by Chilean Anir to name their two-seat trainer aircraft, the 235 Pilan. There are a few things left on here, and I will hurry up. There's the Trihauku, but it's in red. This page has not been created. Again, I'm just doing... I have no right to this. I'm just reading things off of Wikipedia. I know when I like to work, I like to hear something informational. I don't have time to read. The Wakufu, also known as the Hukuf, Wikufu, Watuku, Hukufu, Hukubo, Huekubu, Huekuvu, Huekuv, Huekove, Jikubi, Gukubo, Gukugu, Asukuvu. Guekuvu is an important type of harmful spirit or demon in the Mapuche mythology. The word Wakufe comes from the Mapudungun word Wakufu, meaning demon, outside being, concept. In the Mapuche language, Mapudungun, the word Wakufu can be attributed to any person that tells lies or is deceptive. It was only after the arrival of Catholicism, when the Mapuche people had gained the concept of evil, that the word became associated with demons. Since that time, the idea behind Wakufu has broadened to include multiple meanings, either as a subject, quality, or agent, depending on the speaker's reference point or the situation that has used. The word is generally used as a generic name in order to describe creatures from the Mapuche mythology that usually have harmful intentions towards human beings. These things can have solid material bodies, evanescent ghost-like bodies, or extracorporeal spirit-like entities. They project from or originate in the Wakufu's energy, which is characterized by its propensity to disturb and or destroy the balance of the world's natural order. In this way, they cause illness, destruction, death, and other calamities. Amongst the Mapuche Wakefus are often incoherently likened to beings with similar characteristics, such as Garluchos or the demons of Greek or other mythologies. The missionaries who followed the Spanish conquistadors to America incorrectly interpreted the Mapuche beliefs regarding both Wakufu and Galechus. They used the word Wekufu as a synonym for ideas of the devil, demon, and other evil or diabolical forces. This has caused misunderstandings of the original symbolism and has changed the idea of Wakufu right up to the present day, even amongst the Mapuche people. Wakufu legend. Mapuche legends say that Wakufu has come from Minchin Mapu, which is located to the west beyond Mapu, the Mapuche word for land, although in this instance it refers to the land described by the traditional Mapuche worldview. These beings originated from the forces of energies that disturb and or destroy the world's natural order. Unlike other living beings or spirits that possess their own soul, Wakufus are soulless. Wakufus entered the Mapu world as a consequence of the mythical battle amongst the Pilan spirits, which resulted in the breaking of the Admampu system of rules that defined Mapuche behavior, and the destruction of the perfect harmony of the Wanumapu, world of goodness. This battle also disrupted the land of the Minchin Mapu, allowing the Wakufus and Lavtraches, which had previously been confined there, to escape and roam the Mapu and live in the Meg Mapu, the world of evil, to the west of Mapu. The best known of the Wakufus are Chelke Wakufu, El Cerro, or Cowhide, and Canilo, both of which are powerful Wakufus with the ability to change into solid form. A relationship with Kalkus. The Mapuche believe that many Wakufus allow themselves to be manipulated by Kalkus, Mapuche sorcerers equivalent to witches or wizards, who work with black magic, who use them as a mystic medium for obtaining power. The Wakufus allow the Kalkus to use them to cause the illness or death of certain chosen people. It is said that a powerful Kalku will inherit a Wakufu spirit from an ancestor, who is also a Kalku. However, in order to be able to use a Wakufu, a Kalku must voluntarily become the servant of the Wakufu. In order to use the Wakufu to make someone ill, a Kalku must introduce the Wakufu into the body of the victim. This is generally achieved by using a small fragment of wood or straw, or part of a lizard's body, or directly through an attack by ghost-like forms, or disembodied spirits that can direct the disruptive Wakufu energy towards the victim. Relationship with the dead. The Wakufu also have the power to capture and enslave the Pilu spirit of the enemy, of the recently deceased that is reluctant to leave its body. Before it transformed into an Alwe, more mature spirit, a Kalku can take advantage of this power by using a Wakufu as a means of trapping Pilu. Once it is trapped, the Pilu can also be used to hurt other people. Relationship with ancient spirits. Wakufus can also be controlled by the Pilan and Nigan spirits, or at least these spirits will allow the Wakufus to honor Mapuche if they have broken one of the spirit rules by behaving badly, not carrying out the Guleten ritual, a form of prayer thanking the spirits for their beneficence, asking for well-being, mocking or disbelieving a machi, Mapuche shaman, eating food that was caught or harvested without previously asking for permission from the gain of the animal, vegetable, or mineral that was consumed, or most importantly, by not respecting the laws of the Admampu. Protection and healing. In the Mapuche tradition, a person who has Wakufu in his body is called Kaluken, to be in the body. In the secret language of the Machi, the Mashitun ceremony must be performed in order to release the Wakufu. As long as the Mapuche people obey the Admampu laws and perform the Gulatan ceremony, then again and the Pilan spirits are able to keep the Wakufu under control. Equally, in order to identify and gain protection from a Kalku that may have been using a Wakufu, one should be cautious of people wearing black, as this is the only color worn by Kalkus. The term Useva Mapu or Kafa Mapu is often translated as land of the devil, and it is also used in toponymy to indicate especially inhospitable areas in Comahu and Patagonia. For example, the cold deserted area located around coordinates 36, 22S, 68, 43W, between the southeast of Mendoza province and La Pampa province in Argentina. Another Suve Mapu is located on the desolate and also windy plateaus of the central. And that is all of the available Mapuche legends and mythical creatures. Really, really cool. A little bit on the Mapuche. The Mapuche people of South and Central Chile and southwestern Argentina are an extensive and ancient belief system. A series of unique legends and myths are common to the various groups of people that make up the Mapuche people. These myths tell the creation of the world and the various deities the spirits reside in. It's really cool. All right. Well, everyone have a good day. If you have any things you want me to read off of Wikipedia or anything, just leave the link below and have a good day. Oh, support Wikipedia. I guess they're going broke. They're asking people for money. I gave them a few bucks.